the sixth man of the year, coach of the year, all that stuff. I'm going Bobby Portis for sixth man of the year. I'm going two-time. I had him last year, and he ended up as a finalist. But then, Western Conference Bobby Portis, Naz Reid ended up getting it. Coach of the year. I'm going. He'll be a second time winning it. Nick Nurse. He's going to have to navigate a lot with minutes restrictions, games, no back-to-backs. And if they can win games and look different, incorporating a major piece, he'll get respect for that. And then I was tough. Both of the guys I considered for Clutch Player of the Year are on the last two teams I just named. I actually have written down Dame/JoJo, Joel Embiid. But I'm going Dame just because I'm worried. I think Joel Embiid's not prioritizing playing in these games. I do think the Bucks are going to play in a lot of close games. But I think this year Dame Lillard will be a little more comfortable and be in a lot of positions to make shots like that. So it's going to be interesting that, talk about like De'Aaron Fox is going to kind of have his clutch moments cannibalized by DeMar DeRozan. So Dame Lillard stood out to me the most. Who'd you have for those three?
All right, so for sixth man of the year, this is going to be a tough one because, like you said, Naz Reid won the award last year, but I feel like Dante DiVincenzo is someone that is going to have a chance to be sixth man of the year this year, and it kind of brought me back to like those Clippers years where like Lou Will and Montrezl Harrell were like both in the running, and it kind of felt like it affected both of them. But like at the end of the day, like Trez still got his and Lou still got his, and like I don't see why, even though I expect Naz Reid to step into a bigger role this year, especially with Cat gone. I just think that Dante DiVincenzo is playing with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, and I could see him winning sixth man of the year this year. Coach of the year is one that I really struggled with because there was part of me that was like, Joe Mazzulla should win coach of the year this year, but it's going to be really tough because he won 64 games last year and didn't win coach of the year.
How do you top that, right?
So like, how do you top that? And I was trying to sit here and think, how does he win coach of the year without going over 64 wins? And there's part of me that's like, all right, well, like if he could just win 60 games, maybe he wins the award because, he probably really should have won it last year, even though I think Mark Dagnall obviously did an incredible job. And I already said that, no one expected them to be there. So, that kind of goes hand in hand there. But Joe Mazzulla is not my answer because it's going to be tough for him to get that. My answer is actually Greg Popovich because that team won 22 games last year. And I expect them to be well over 500. 50 games would be a ton of wins. But if they somehow found a way to win 50 games, like Greg Popovich would be a shooting for coach of the year, right? Like this team only won 20-something games last year.
That's a lot of winning.
I don't expect them to win that many games. I'm just saying there's a conceivable path to him winning coach of the year. I bet you, I'm going to just throw a number out there since I already, I got your ears perked up on that one. I'm going to say that the Spurs win 44 games this year. So they go 44 and 38.
44. Okay, so two things. Chris Paul is always historically teams win more games when he joins. Victor Wembanyama making a second year leap. The roster is just better. The young guys are a year older. And I've always thought, and I overheard a Spurs beat writer a couple years ago before they even had Wemby. He said that Pop seemed the happiest he'd ever seemed in his career. When the team was just sorry. And it kind of felt like at that moment, him getting this group to the playoffs will be like him riding into the sunset and you see your kid finally take the training wheels off the bike and they can ride a bike and now you're good. I think that's not winning a championship. I think that leading a team to a playoffs and winning coach of the year, I think would be a fitting into the career of somebody because that's something, he's done everything, right? But it'd be something unlike anything else he'd ever done before. One thing I'm going to throw out there as we were talking through this and I just kind of thought about it, could be a little sneaky, maybe if Zach Edey wins Rookie of the Year, or maybe if it's somebody else. Maybe Reece Sheppard wins the Ben Gordon Sixth Man of the Year, as a rookie. It hasn't happened, but I could see that happening too. If it's something to consider, something to think about.